guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we have another testing video, and this is the finished result, and you'll be surprised, well, you know you won't because you'll see it in the title, but yeah, I did go for something very different. The NORVINA palette, you'd expect purples, pinks, something like that, but no, I just decided to do something completely different. And the reason behind that was one shade that I saw in here that I fell in love with, and it's the one at the bottom here. It is a gorgeous orange with a gold shift, and it is absolutely stunning. So that's what I've got on my spotlight, and yeah, I absolutely love it. So that's why I went for that. Before we get into the testing and you can see my thoughts and feelings on the palette, I thought we'd do some swatches. I'll try and do a better job than I've done in the past because I am horrendous at swatching. So the palette's numbered. It starts A1, A2, A3, and then the next row is B1, B2, B3, all the way down to E's. The bottom row is E1, E2, E3, etc. And we'll just go through and do line by line. I will try, as I say, and do a better swatch. I will try and do it on my inner arm, which, oh no, that's a bruise. I was wondering what I'd got on myself, but it's a bruise. I'll try and do it on my inner arm where it'll show up better because I am so pale there. And we'll see how we go. So we'll start with A1, which I don't think is even going to show up because I'm so pale. It is a gorgeous sort of purple iridescent, sort of a light purple. I'm just going to try it on my other side of my arm where it's a bit darker. See if that shows up better for that. Yeah, that shows up much better on my non-existent tan on that side. But yeah, as I say, it's a gorgeous iridescent purple. Next up we have a matte purple. Wow, this one looks pigmented. Yeah, that one's pigmented. Then we have a slightly different shade of purple. Apologies for the angle of these swatches. And we have a gold, and that is a gorgeous iridescent gold. Then we have a fuchsia. This one looks stunning. I kind of wish I'd used that one before, but that's the fuchsia. It is absolutely gorgeous. So here we have B1 through 5, and we're starting off with a purple, like a light purple. Then we've got an iridescent brown. We've got a pink, an iridescent pink. We've got a matte purple again, and then we've got this sort of like mauvey colour. It's got a little bit of glitter in the mauvey one, so that's row number 2, or row B. Okay, so I've just used a wipe on my hand, and look how much these colours are staining. So yeah, you definitely need an eye base with these because you will end up with stained lids. So this is C. So you've got a matte white, you've got a gorgeous gold shade, then you've got a sort of brown shimmer, more bronzy, another purple shade, and a matte sort of warm brown. One thing that I did notice when I got this palette, and there was a little note inside, it said basically that there was a list of shades that weren't recommended to be near your eye. I'm sorry, but it's eyeshadow, so I just ignored that. But yeah, it was all the glittery shades. I don't think they ever recommend cosmetic glitter near your eyes, but when it's sort of like a shimmer glitter shadow, you're not really, I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting it on your crease if that's what you want to do. Obviously, there's no rules. You can do whatever you like with makeup. But generally, people, including myself, like to use it for like a spotlight eye, or for a half cut crease, etc. Or just as a, you know, an overall lid colour. So you're going to want to put it near your eyes, and there's no way around that. But yeah, there's literally a list I don't know whether this will show up on camera. At the top there's a list of all the shades that should not be near your eye. It says, not intended for use around the immediate eye area, which to me would mean your lid. So, yeah. But we're just ignoring that because that doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to put it in my eyeball because that's just crazy. But some might go in there by accident, you never know. Right, I'm impressed with that black. So we've got, this is the row D, so we've got like a matte yellow, which I've used in this eye look. We've got a iridescent blue with a purple shift. We've got a bright sort of pillar box red. We've got a blue with a bit of glitter, but not iridescent. And then we've got a matte black, and the matte black, it doesn't actually look as good on camera as it does in real life. It's pretty good. Pretty good. One of the better ones. It is more of a warm black, if that makes sense. It's not as grey as some blacks. It's more black. Yeah, a lot of blacks, especially when you swatch them, they sort of go pale and they almost turn dark grey. Well, this is kind of like a warm black. It's very black, but almost got like a dark brown tinge, if that makes sense. But I think it's a true black, if I'm honest. So next up we have the colour I have on my eyelids, and it is just stunning. That's why I decided to go with this look, because it's just gorgeous. Then we have the orange, which is another colour I used, and again, that's not really showing up the right colour. That should be a bright orange colour. You can see it on my lids, it looks bright orange. For some reason on camera it doesn't, on my wrist. Then we've got like a mustard yellow. We've got this gorgeous, I keep calling it a dark neon orange, but it is stunning and it looks red on camera. And then we've got like a warm sort of browny mauve, and that is all the colours swatched, and now my palette looks a right mess and I've only just got it today. Ooh. The thing is though, palettes are to be used. I used to always buy palettes and then never use them, and I've got like some in my drawer now that are just not touched. I never swatch them when I get them because, well, I never did historically because I had no one to show them to, and I didn't want to spoil them before I got to use them, which is a bit daft in itself, really. So yeah, I've got untouched palettes, which is crazy. So yeah, you should swatch them because you should use them. And the mankier they are, the more money's worth you've got out of them because you've used them to death. So yeah, if you can see my arm now, that's after cleaning it with a wipe. I will obviously have to have a proper shower and everything, but yeah, and my hand. This is what colour my normal hand is. Oh, and by the way, I've got fingernails on one hand because I did these fingernails myself. They're acrylics. And then I got bored, and that was 2 weeks ago. And I've just got them on one hand. So yeah, there'll be lots of videos on my channel if you're new, where I've just got acrylics on one hand, and that's just the story of my life. I do intend this weekend to get my other hand done, and I've also ordered some nail art, so I'm really excited to try a bit of nail art on them as well, because I've never ever done my own nails before. I've always been to a salon, but I just thought, I can't be bothered going, I'll give it a bash, and then I wish I had gone because it took so long. Anyway, I digress. This is not what the programme, this is not what the video is all about. So that was the swatching side of it. Now stay tuned and you'll get to see how I created this look. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I created this eye by repeating it on the other one. I just thought I'd do something a bit different this time. Normally I will come to you with no eye makeup on, but I thought I'd give it a bash before I showed you, just to see if I could do something a bit different. And I have managed to do a spotlight eye, which for the first ever spotlight eye I've done, I'm pretty pleased with, to be honest. So if you look at the palette, It is pricey, but I'll just get the Subculture one out to show you the difference in size. So we've got Subculture here, which is the same as all the other palettes size wise. They are all this big. And then you've got the NORVINA nude palette. So I'd say you've probably got the equivalent of 2.5 palettes with this, or at least 2 palettes, but probably 2.5, because there's more shades in here than there is in a row, but they are smaller. These are really large pans. And yeah, I'm in love already. I decided to do something a bit different and went for an orangey look. So because I thought, well, I will do a purple look. I love purple looks, and I will definitely do one. But I thought, as my first look, let's do something a bit different. So we went for an orange one. So now, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and try and repeat this on the other eye. It may or may not pan out, but we will give it our best shot. I managed it one time, so hopefully I'll manage it again. But yeah, so I'm just like using random brushes today. I do have set brushes, but I just didn't feel like they were working for me today when I was doing my other eye. I felt like I wanted something a bit pointier. So I've been using this brush a lot, which is I presume this is a present. I got it as a present, so I don't know where it's from, but I presume it's one of the ones you get on like Amazon. And it is so precise and pointy. It is ideal for laying pigment in specific places. The first colour I'm going in with is going to be this colour here. It's not showing up as well on camera. It's true shade. It is a very, very vibrant sort of dark orange neon colour, but it isn't picking up the neon really on camera. I will maybe show you my eye look without, I've got a ring light on, so I'll show you without a ring light when we're done, because it does kind of make a difference. But yep, let's just crack on. So the first thing I did on my other eye, I've just realised that my eye base has gone a bit weird because I did it some time ago. I'm just sort of smoothing it out. The eye base I've used today is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I got a mini free with my palette. So this is the eye base I used, and this is the little primer that they sent me for free with my palette, and it is 2 mils. So it's not the biggest, but it's certainly enough to, you know, have a good sort of try and see if you like it. And so far I do really like it. I accidentally started doing my eye makeup without any base on earlier, and the blending was atrocious. It was so hard to work with, and I was thinking, have I lost my touch? What's going wrong? And then I remembered I hadn't put any eye base on, so I was just doing it on naked skin, and yeah, it was awful. So yeah, definitely need a base with this eyeshadow palette. But anyway, let's crack on and put my first colour down. So as I'm doing a spotlight eye, the first colour I want to kind of do it over both corners, if that makes sense, and also over the top. So I'm doing it in my crease, and at the minute I'm just kind of mapping out where I want it to go. Once I've done that, I will start blending. So I'm literally just drawing above my eye and following the contour of my eye for the moment, and just dipping back into the pigment when needed. I'm not actually blending at this point, I'm literally just trying to map out where I want my colour. And I'm trying not to go too high up because I want to use lighter colours and it all to sort of blend out. And if I go too high up, then it's all going to be sort of monotone. And I'm not worrying about going too far onto my eye at the moment either, just because once I do my spotlight, that's when I'm going to go in with the colour and then blend it. So at the minute I'm just literally trying to get the above the eye done. And I'm not too concerned that it's a bit rough because it worked out on the other side, so it'll be fine. And I do have quite, I want to say hooded eyes, but I don't think it is the true term. My upper eyes hang over. So, I mean, you can see my eyelids, so I don't think they're hooded, but there is quite a big overhang, so I do like to sort of look straight on, just to make sure that I've gone high enough up, because sometimes I'll be doing it and I'll raise my eyebrows, I'll be adding my eyeshadow, because with raised eyebrows I find it's easy to do the shape, and then when I sort of look back, as you can see, it's disappeared. So I like to bear that in mind as well and just keep checking. And at the minute I'm just building up the colour just to get it strong and vibrant. And it is coming across quite red, I think, on camera, but it is a it's E4, so it's the fourth one along on the bottom row. It is more of a neon dark orange than it is a red, but it is coming out quite red on camera. So I think I've mapped that out pretty well. Just look straight on just to make sure. Yeah, so it's above my eyelid, so I've not lost it when I look forward. And we can always raise it a bit later once we've done the other colours. I'll be going back over them, and I can always sort of, because it is the darkest shade, I can go over the other shades and make it higher if needed. The next colour I went in with was E2, which is the second one along on the bottom. And that's just literally to give it a bit of dimension. So I'm just literally going over the edge of the previous colour, just taking that shade a teeny tiny bit higher, but not too high because we've still got a yellow to fit in before we get to the crease. And I'm just going to take it around the outer corner as well. Again, keeping that quite tight because I want it kind of blown out at the edge like this side. I don't want it like really bright at the edge. And I'm going to go in with the yellow, light yellow shade, which is D1, this one here. And again, I'm just going to keep that really tight and just do it above the orange, but really tight, like on the edge. I'm slightly overlapping these colours, and that is absolutely fine because I'm going to be blending shortly anyway, and it does help to blend it out. So I'm just taking a small blending brush. This one's a Real Techniques 305, and I'm just going to go around the edge of my eye look to start with, and I'm just going to soften it up and blend it out. And I'm not too worried if I lose pigmentation because I'm going to go back in with some more colours if needed. And when you are blending out, if you don't really want the shadow to go too far up, then just try and keep it to a small blending brush and try and keep the blending brush just above the edge of the colour so that it doesn't spread too far. So I'm happy with the edge blend, but I just want to blend the other colours now. So I'm going to go back in with all the colours. I'm going back down and blend as I go. It just adds a bit more pigmentation, and it also just helps with the blend without losing too much colour. And I think I'm going to have to do a bit more yellow over the outer edge when I'm done, but that's fine as well. And then I'm going to go back in with the final shade, which was that luminous sort of dark orange. And And as I say, I'm not really interested in my lid at the minute. I will worry about that separately. I just want to get the blend on this outer eye right first. So to cut my spotlight, I'm using this MAC brush, which is the 212. It's a very short square brush. And I just find it quite easy to cut a spotlight with. It's the one I used earlier, just because I can do quite a straightish line at the top and sort of feather it down. It's not necessarily the right one to use. You could maybe use a cut crease brush or a cream shader or a concealer brush, but it's just the one that I used earlier and I found it was quite good. So the idea is to make it narrower at the bottom and wider at the top. I'm going to make it wider than I want it to end up because I'm going to go back over the edges just to sort of blend it out. And then I'm going to go in with my iridescent shade, which is E1, which I accidentally just gouged a chunk out of. I'm very sad. So yeah, we're going to go in with that. I did try and use my finger with it earlier, but I did find it worked better with a brush. But I can't remember for the life of me which brush I used, so I'm going to try my finger again, but I think I will resort to a brush. Oh no, maybe because I waited until the eye base dried last time and this is still tacky. It is actually working great with my finger. The other thing to remember when doing a look like this is obviously the blending really helps it to look better, but lashes and liner are your friend. Because once you put a lash on and you put your liner on, everything just looks a bit more spotless. It kind of almost camouflages it somehow. So yeah, now I'm just going to go in with the dark orange again, and I'm just literally going to soften these edges and make it more of a pointy shape. And I did take my time with this earlier and I just kept building and building until I was happy with the shape. You want to sort of like put more colour towards the edges, and then as you move in gradually use what's left on the brush. So once you've dipped in, you always start with the outer edge and then spread the remaining over the remaining section. And then once you're done blending this out, you can then go back in with the shimmer if you like and just make it sparkle a bit more. See, that side isn't popping like this side. So that's my eye look finished without lashes and liner. I'll just do my under eye and then we'll move on to lashes and liner. So for my under eye, all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the shade E4 again and just do a fine layer in my lash line, not in my waterline but in my lash line. And for some reason I have to do a mascara face when I do that. And then I'm going to go under that with the yellow, which is D1. I'll just show you that again. So this yellow here. And I'm just going to go directly under that, but keeping quite tight. Just to sort of tie all the colours in for the look. And then I'm just going to use another blending brush, hopefully a clean one this time, and just gently blend it out without spreading it out too much. Yep, so that's my eyeshadow finished. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to apply liner and lashes off camera and mascara, and then I'll come back and show you the finished look and give you my verdict. So I'm back and this is the final look, and I'm sure you'll agree with me that lashes and liner just make, you know, everything look a bit more polished, a bit more finished off. And I hope, you know, you found this easy to follow. As I say, you know, no makeup artist, I just like to play with makeup. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Something a bit different, because I didn't want to go for the sort of pink, purple, typical NORVINA palette look. And also, do you know what, I just absolutely love it. Love this palette. I will be, you know, using this again in another video because it is such a gorgeous palette. I just wanted to kind of do a first impressions with you. As I say, when I first picked up the palette and used it, I didn't like it, but that was because, as I said earlier, I accidentally forgot to put any base on, and I found it just didn't blend very nicely. But I'm used to using a base, so I'm used to sort of it blending, you know, the way that it would normally with a base, and it's because I forgot. And as soon as I put a base on, it was a different story, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love the Anastasia Beverly Hills base as well. I actually think that I'm going to go out and purchase it when it runs out. It is the best one I've used so far, and I have used quite a few. I've tried the P. Louise base, I've tried the Jealousy base, the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas was my favourite up until today. But yeah, I'll still use that because it is really affordable and it is really good for the price. The Anastasia Beverly Hills base is on another level to anything I've tried before. It is in a different price range as well, so, you know, you have to expect that, I guess. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it is, you know, the type of video that you do enjoy, then please consider subscribing. And yeah, I hope to see you in a video again soon. Just before I go, one quick thing. I do have a giveaway at the moment on my channel. It's down in the description below. I'll pop it in there for you, and it is for the Tilly box that was released in July. It's the QVC beauty box. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a video again soon. Bye!